Right then, lads and lasses, how we're doing, and welcome back to the channel. A very different looking recording format today, and that's because it is exactly that. Before we get into all sort of news we've got brought today, some very exciting news for Newcastle United as well. I'm just going to quickly talk you through it. I mean, I'm on a new camera, I've got a new mic, it's different as well, the whole background is completely different. Fingers crossed, it's all for the better, and if it is, it's going to stay that way. I've invested quite a bit into making it better for you, more enjoyable, and a more easier format to kind of grasp rather than just random clips coming out of nowhere. So without further ado, let's get straight into the injury news. And positive news, very positive for Newcastle United today. Number one, starting off with the PSG sensation, 17-year-old Zaire Emery, who was undoubtedly probably PSG's best player when we played them in the home fixture at St James's Park. We all know what the score was on that day, the 4-1 thrashing. Probably the best day of my life in football format. I mean, genuinely, that will be something I'll never forget for the rest of my life, and I'm only 17 now. What a day that was. It's going to take a long time to sort of reincarnate a day like that or a result like that ever again. But as you heard, Zaire Emery will be out of Newcastle United's fixture at the Parc des Princes in the Champions League. He is missing it due to an injury he picked up in France's, wait for it, 14-0 win against Gibraltar. He picked up an injury. He tapped away Kingsley Coleman's goal. Of course, he actually scored in that game and then got brought off in the 16th minute. I think it was an ankle injury. I'll just check that for you now. That is correct. It is an ankle injury, and the boss, Didier Deschamps, of course, says that Zaire Emery will be out for several weeks. Of course, yet again, meaning he doesn't play Newcastle United in the Parc des Princes fixture. In my opinion, look, it's a Champions League game. No matter how many injuries we've got, as in every game we have, we need to give absolutely everything. It's a make or break game for Newcastle. If we get beat off PSG, we aren't going to go through. I don't know if it actually is mathematically, but look, what are the chances we go through? In any single position we finish in, first, second, third or fourth, I think it's beneficial to Newcastle United. First, of course, we'll go through. It's not going to happen, the Wizard, let's be real. Second, we'll go through. Third, the Europa League. It's a drop down in level in competition for Newcastle United. Yes, it's the less sort of prized competition for Newcastle. But look, it's a trophy at the end of the day. There's still some powerhouse names in there like Liverpool, who is probably the favourites, even if we go down to that. And if we do get knocked out, we'll come fourth. Look, our players finally get a rest. We're playing in 3 competitions. Our squad is so thin. Any single one of them from first to fourth could benefit Newcastle United in any way. Yes, we're missing out on Europe, but it's more about nurturing our players and making sure we get the best results over the season rather than just saying we're playing the Champions League. Second part of today's news is, of course, Fabian Schär is available for Chelsea on the weekend. Great news. Seriously great news. Fabian Schär, for me, has probably been maybe our second best player of the season so far. Anthony Gordon tops it for me, but Fabian Schär has been instrumental for Newcastle United. He's been here for a very long time now. He'll go down as a great servant for Newcastle United. He's been here through the dark days, and he deserves to play in these Champions League days. I mean, he is an unbelievable defender. Just before we get into the injury news, let's talk about Fabian Schär. I mean, the timing on his tackles, for me, is genuinely second to none. I mean, he times every single tackle perfectly. He's a ball-playing defender. You don't get many of them in today's game. He plays alongside Sven Botman as well, another ball-playing defender. When them two are back with each other, they will be an unbelievable pairing. I mean, the both of them are unbelievable. But to have Fabian Schär back, it is great. The Swiss FA have confirmed to the Chronicle this morning that he is back in training, full training. He missed Switzerland's game against Israel. That was a worry for Newcastle United fans. We thought he was going to miss against Chelsea. But no, the Swiss FA have confirmed that he is back in full training and he will be back for Chelsea's game on Saturday. Unbelievable news. I mean, we've got 3 defenders injured. Dan Burn, Matthew Targett, and of course the big one, Sven Botman. We need as many defenders as we can back. Although the likes of Paul Dummett and Emil Kraft haven't been bad so far, but still Fabian Schär, he's an unbelievable player, and it's a big boost for Newcastle. Now, on to a little bit of, I don't want to say transfer news, but a long-term target, 2 identified long-term targets for Newcastle United. This is confirmed by Joel Bland's Sean Casey. First put up a tweet saying that Newcastle United have done background checks on Ferran Torres. Not many people believe Sean Casey, but look, Joel Bland quoted the tweet and said that, look, this is kind of true. I mean, Ferran Torres and Emil Smith-Rowe have been identified as long-term targets for Newcastle United. Would I take both of them at Newcastle? First of all, Ferran Torres, yes, and absolutely yes. I mean, when you think of it, this lad is still young, but he's been around the block for a very long time. Do you remember, was it in COVID when the beat were 4-3? And I believe it was 4-3, and he scored, was it, I can't remember how many goals he scored against him, but he scored a fantastic one from a corner, kind of flicked it. He's a fantastic player. Yet again, he's been around the block for quite a while, but he is still young. He's at Barcelona right now. He's such a talented player. I would take him every single day of the week. On the other hand, though, Emil Smith-Rowe, I'm not too keen on this one. Is he a talented player? 100%. He's a fantastic player. But look, as Matty said this on his live stream as I was watching it, Emile Smith-Rowe and Saka were always these kind of, these Arsenal Academy graduates, the two fantastic players. Matty said this, I mean, Saka's went up there and Emile Smith-Rowe's just not went anywhere. We know the main reason for that, though. It's his injuries and favouritism as well. There's been better players actually in the team for Arsenal who've been keeping him out. It's Mikel Arteta's judgment, of course, who goes in the team and who doesn't. Emile Smith-Rowe hasn't been his favourite, but of course injuries have set him back. He's an injury-ridden player. Do we want that at Newcastle? We thought this with Tino Livramento. He's been fine so far, I believe. I mean, surprisingly, he's been fine and the rest have got injured. He must have like an injury illness or something, just letting them have it. But look, with Emile Smith-Rowe, having a player who is injury-riddled, it is still a doubt. No matter, we can use the perspective of Tino Livramento, but it is still kind of a doubt. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't bank our money on it, no matter how much I would pay. 20 million, top dollar. Of course, he's worth more than that, but he's just injury-ridden. I'm not keen on it. You let me know down below if you disagree. And finally, not the latest of news, but of course I've missed out on this one, and I thought it was something to be kind of good to talk about. Anthony Gordon is eligible to play for Scotland. I believe it's because of his great ancestors, and of course he is eligible to play for England. Now, Alan Pardew, ex-Newcastle United manager, has said that he would, after these games, after this North Macedonia game, get him straight into the group stage. Do we agree with them? Of course we do. But do we kind of want our player to get a rest? Of course we do. Now look, I'm talking on the actual individual of Anthony Gordon. If I was Anthony Gordon, what would I do? This is what I'd do. I'd wait and choose England, of course. I mean, why would you want to choose Scotland? He's on the brink of playing for England right now. He should be playing for England. Look who's the manager. It's not a shock that he's not playing for them. I mean, honestly, I've said this to my dad. I genuinely believe Gareth Southgate has no managerial experience to be managing England, one of the best footballing countries in the world, with massive expectations, with fantastic players, Harry Kane, Jude Bellingham, Trent Alexander-Arnold. The list goes on, and these players, there's certain ones that aren't getting picked. I mean, Fikayo Tomori was one of England's best centre-backs, and in previous tournaments, he hasn't been getting picked. Of course he is now, but look, I don't agree with Gareth Southgate being the manager whatsoever. His tactics, not great. People will say, he's got with semis, he's got with finals. We should have won them finals. I mean, Italy weren't great whatsoever. They couldn't even qualify for World Cups or Euros in the past couple of tournaments. It's not great whatsoever, but if I was Anthony Gordon, just bide your time, son. You're going to be playing for England in no time. He's on the brink of it already. If it was a different manager, he would be in there. He gives England something no other player can. He'll come off the bench and he'll absolutely work his socks off. His work rate is second to none. He's working on his end product as well, which, of course, 4 goals for Newcastle United this season isn't too shabby. He's been our best player this season. How on earth someone like Cole Palmer is getting in there? Is Cole Palmer a very good player? Of course he is. He's unbelievable. And he's an unbelievable talent as well. He's got 4 goals this season, all penalties. Look, I don't believe Cole Palmer this season has been performing as well as Anthony Gordon. It's plain and simple. It's not right whatsoever. Anthony Gordon should be in England's squad no matter what. But that is the news I've brought you today. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this setup, please, I want every single person who's still watching to comment. If you sort of like the audio, if that's okay, if I need to alter anything, I'll take every single bit of feedback into consideration. Let me know what you think of the whole thing. I'm actually recording off my Mac through OBS. It's all new to me, so we can benefit together. We can learn through things together. Let me know if I need to improve anything, if I've got anything spot on, let me know in the comments. But that is the injury news today. If you did enjoy this video, you did enjoy what I've brought you like what you see, smash the like button. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. It all benefits towards us both. I can bring you the best in news and I can upgrade equipment through you, helping us get the likes. So please smash the like button, keep the engagement going, keep the likes going up. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Jody Josh. Go and enjoy your day, people.